think I need to sit down for this one.
So I've been keeping a secret. First of all, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys have all had a really, really lovely week. Yeah, I've been keeping a secret from you guys, and I actually don't really know where to start, to be honest. So the last time I sat here, which is why I'm filming here because it feels really appropriate, I was getting very emotional telling you guys why we are moving house and explaining to you why or how I feel about that. And the way I left it was that we were going to be moving in with my dad. And that's changed. Probably a few weeks after I shared that with you, obviously, because we are only on the first weekend of March, and I think I made my first video like the second weekend of January. So a few weeks after that, yeah, things changed. And I have bought myself a house. I honestly feel so surreal to say this out loud. But yeah, I've bought a house. Wild. And I know for so many people would be like, oh, what a big deal. She bought a house, whoopie-doo. But honestly, if I was to tell myself last year or the year before when like my relationship broke down and everything else, that I would be sitting here now telling you that I have, by some miracle, been able to buy a house, I would not believe you. Like, I just simply wouldn't believe you. So yeah, I've bought a house, guys, and we are moving into that house, with any luck, on the 21st of March. I honestly can't believe it. It's happened so quickly. And I'm incredibly excited. Like, so excited. Yeah, it's lovely. It's so lovely. So anyway, let me give you a kind of idea about what's happened and why I have gone to a bank and said, lend me thousands of pounds, please. Basically, what's happened is when we sold this house, or when we put it on the market, I was very like adamant and explained to the estate agent that I was in absolutely no hurry to leave this house. I told him that we had a mortgage on this house until October this year, and I explained the situation to him in the same way I explained it to you guys. I'm moving in with my dad. There's, things in place, like he's having work done, and they all needs to fall into place before I can leave this house, because we are not going to be moving in there when he's not ready. So I had said that my moving date would be around May or June, and that was in my mind very clear, and it was what was going to happen. However, after putting the house on the market, there was 4 weeks with no interest, and then our buyers came along. Our very lovely buyers, I will say, they are very lovely. They viewed the house, fell in love with it, and bought it. However, this situation of me not wanting to move until May wasn't relayed to them, and they, along with their buyers of their house, were all very keen to move before the end of the new stamp duty hike, so the 31st of March. And when I was filling out all the solicitor paperwork, I put that I was moving out in May, and this was flagged by the estate agent, it was flagged by my ex, it was flagged by the solicitors, and they were all like, Jess, you're actually going to need to be out of there by March. And obviously this put me into an absolute like whirlwind. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I've got to be out of here like by March. Like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Like, what's going to happen? And yeah, I spoke to my dad. He was like, you're going to have to rent somewhere. And when I tell you, like, my heart sank, I was like, what? How am I going to find somewhere to rent? Like, on a short lease, we're looking like, you know, I need it for 3 months. I've got 2 kids, a dog, and a cat, like, and myself. How am I going to find somewhere to rent that's going to accommodate us for just a short time? And I also just don't want that upheaval for my children. Like, that was my main thing, and what I've always stood by the whole time. It wasn't necessarily about me. It was that I wanted stability for the children. I just don't want them like moving around constantly. Like, the last thing I want is for them to like move into a rental, then move into granddad's, and then granddad's house is, we're renovating it, that's unsettling anyway. And for them to have all this kind of, all this happening around them, like they're only little and they just don't need it like at all. So it kind of caused me to spiral massively. I just really didn't know, I just didn't know what I was going to do. And I just thought to myself, do you know what, like, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that I can get a mortgage or buy a house of my own. I had convinced myself that I could never get a mortgage. I had looked at it and I thought, do you know what, like, I am a single parent. Well, not that that has much to do with it, but I'm a single person and I'm self-employed as well. And I'm just not going to be able to do it, is what I told myself. I was like, it's just never going to happen. Like, it's not possible. But what I decided was that I was going to do a mortgage calculator, put in all of my details, and with any luck, just go and view some houses, see how they feel, and kind of make a decision off that. And if I found one that I loved, then go down the path of like seeing if I could actually get this mortgage or not. So that's what I did. Now, I went on Rightmove, probably put in amounts that were maybe a bit higher, like we all do, and looked at some really beautiful houses. Then I lowered my expectations and came back down to earth and stumbled across this house. Now, the funny story with the house that I have purchased is that for some reason last year I went on Rightmove and I was looking, probably thinking at that point that I wasn't going to move in with my dad and maybe I could get a mortgage and what would I be able to afford and what do houses look like in my price range and things like that. And once again went higher than I thought, and I found this house. And I drove the children there to this house last year, and we sat outside and I said to them, would you like to live here? And Freya obviously is just like, yeah, she's 3. But Olivia was like, no, I don't want to leave our home. I want to stay in my house. And it kind of led down a path of her getting really upset about having to leave the house. Like, this was last year, and we all know, if you've watched my first video of this year, you'll know that how the story went. So we decided that I just sort of like put it to one side and was like, well, it's just not happening. It's nothing to think about right now. And then I spoke with my dad, and then the new plan was created. So that house went on and it sold. So, however, when I looked in January, this house was back on the market, and I was like, it's fate. It has to be. Like, I'm a huge believer in like the universe just bringing you everything that you need. And I just saw it there and I thought this is it. Like, it's telling me that it wants us to live there. So I think this was on like a Sunday evening, and the next day on the Monday, I called up the estate agent and I said, like, is the house still available? He was like, yeah. I said, can I view it today? He was like, absolutely. He said, I can meet you there in an hour. So, yeah, I grabbed Freya, put her in the car. Olivia was at school, and called my mum. She met us there. And I was like, we're looking at this house. We're going to do it. Like, it's a little bit over my price range, but I want to look at it. And when I tell you that I walked into this house and, you know, I think you know when you know, right? When you buy a house, you just know it's the one. And this house, I walked into it and it literally just like, it was like it wrapped its arms around me and just gave me the biggest hug. And it was like, you're home, Jess. Like, this is your home. And like, I just fell in love with it in that moment. I can't explain. There's so many things about it that remind me of this house, but it's also just, it's ours, it's mine and my children's. And I honestly like just, I can't wait. So yeah, things perhaps didn't go quite the way I had planned, should we say. Obviously, my main thing was that I didn't want to let anybody down by saying to them, like, no, I'm staying here until May. I wanted to be a people pleaser and change all of my plans to make sure that nobody was going to be angry or upset with me. And as a result, I have pushed myself out of my comfort zone, because after viewing this house that I went to go and buy, that I went to view, and I have bought, I just put in an offer straight away, quite a low offer, and we worked our way up, and we came to an agreement on a figure that both myself and the builder are happy with, because it's a new build, and kind of went from there. Now at this point, however, I didn't even have a mortgage offer. I was just throwing numbers at this builder like, yeah, I can pay that, I can afford that, that's no problem. Because I just knew that I wanted it. So the next day I called up the mortgage broker, which were Mortgage Advice Bureau, if anybody would like to try them. Honestly, my mortgage broker, John, is an absolute hero. And if he's watching this, I want him to know how much of a hero he is, because he's changed my life, basically. Gosh, why am I like, I'm so emotional, I apologise. John and I spent a very long time on the phone discussing what we were going to do. I kind of went through my situation with him, and he was looking at me like, yep, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But he knew that he wanted to make it work, and he told me that he was like, some cases come along and you're like, you don't stand a chance. Others cases come along and you think, oh yeah, like this might happen. He's like, and then sometimes you just get one that comes along and you're like, I want to make this happen for them. And I was that person. He kind of like knew the situation, and he was like, I will make this happen for you. And he did. He managed to find one lender who was willing to put their faith and trust in me and give me a mortgage. And yeah, that's where we're at. So the money is lined up. The house is reserved for me. And we are now dealing with all the paperwork that comes with moving, which is a lot. It's really stressful as well. It's like every day there's something new that someone needs. But at the moment, a completion date has been decided for the 21st of March. Wild. So yeah, we are moving out of here 2 weeks today, because today is a Friday that I'm filming this on. So it is 2 weeks today. And my whole mood about moving has completely shifted. I no longer feel sad or unhappy about what I have lost in my life. And instead, I now feel incredibly excited and proud of what I have achieved, what I have created for me and my children, and for what the future holds for us in our own house. Like, it's actually wild. Like, I just know people will be like, oh, you bought a house, whoop-de-doo kind of thing. But I think unless you've like been in a situation where you just think, oh my gosh, my whole world has literally fallen apart. Like, my ex was the breadwinner. He earned all the money. And I thought, I'm going to struggle. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think what I did do was I went, actually, do you know what? Like, I'm not going to let my life be dictated or narrated by something that's happened to me. Instead, I'm going to pull up my big girl pants and I'm going to build something amazing. And I feel like I did that with my work. I've worked so hard in, building up a business, so to speak, whereby, I get to be at home with my kids, but also have an income, etc., which is just amazing. But then on top of that, like, I've now taken us to the next step and I've given us something of our own. Like, I'm so grateful for my dad to say that I could go and live there. It really was very much like Jess doesn't have anywhere else to go. Let's do this as a family kind of thing. And I'm so grateful for that. But the reality was I didn't actually need it. Like, I'm very capable of doing this on my own. And I just feel so proud of myself for that. I really do. Like, amazing. At the ripe old age of 35, I have achieved things for myself that I never thought were possible. Because quite frankly, 10 years ago, I was in a lot of debt and I was doing a job that I really didn't enjoy. And I had a new baby and I was just like, oh my gosh, what is life right now? Like, we were living in like a tiny little rental and then we moved in with his parents and all these things. And it's just like, it's wild how much life can change in 10 years. It really, really is. But there we go. The secret's out. And in 2 weeks' time, so we'll be out of here. There'll be one vlog in between, guys. One in between when I'm packing everything up, and then it will be moving day. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, time to have a sip of coffee, I think. Gosh. I did pretty well, actually. I got through that without getting too emotional. I honestly can't wait for you guys to see it. I'm so excited to show you guys. Like, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it as much as I love it. And I know you're also all gonna be like, it looks just like your house now. But like, yeah, I know. Which is why I think it just gave me like a massive hug, because it just looked so familiar. But yeah, crazy times. And I'm just so excited. I've got all my movers sorted. I'm using the same guys that I used last time, Smith's Removals. Love those guys. I've got an electrician coming to put in a charging point for my car, like 2 days after we move in. Like, yeah, it's just wild. Anyway, we've got some packing to do today. I have put off for long enough the packing of my bedroom, and I thought today my main goal is that I'm going to sort out under my bed, because I have sold my bed to my mum. And sold, given, I don't know. And I really need to sort out under there, because like I said, we are moving to a house that's a bit smaller. We need to downsize our belongings, and things like under the bed storage are going to be key. So I need it not to be taken up with a load of clutter. So let's go and do that. So this is what we are dealing with under my bed. Yes, I know, I should be ashamed of myself, but I am a hoarder of bed linen, essentially. I've also got baby clothes under here, and loads of cushions and things like that. So I need to clear all of that out and just kind of work out what I want to keep, etc., etc. And I need to minimize it massively. Like, I don't know how we're going to do this. But I have also bought some things from Amazon. I've got one here, and then I've got another one there, and then one more here. So these are like containers, I don't know what you call them, like little boxes that you can store bed linen in, that I found on Amazon. This is like a handbag holder because the new house, my bedroom is going to be a lot smaller and it doesn't have as much wardrobe space, because right now I have 3 wardrobes that are just for me and I fill that. So I need somewhere where I'm going to be able to store my handbags. At the moment they're like right at the top in there in a basket, and the baskets won't fit under any bed, let alone my bed. My bed's not coming with me, but I am going to get an ottoman bed, but yeah, it won't fit. So I've got like these acrylic handbag holders, which I'm quite excited about because I think they'll be quite fun. And then this one, I believe, are like shoe boxes, because let me show you. These are my shoes, and actually that's just some of my shoes, but they are my shoes. And again, I don't want to take up space in my new wardrobe for shoes. I want to kind of make it quite functional and mainly just for my clothes. So I'm going to have loads of rails in there, but yeah, so I want to make some space under the bed. I'm going to try out these new products that I've got from Amazon and just see how that looks space wise, and then I'll just know, won't I, for when I move, that it works, and also know that I've decluttered along the way. So I'm going to set you guys up on a tripod, clear this all up, and then we'll have a look at these like storage things that I've got. Does anyone hoard children's clothes? Because I do. Look how small these all are. Some of these were Freya's and some of these were Olivia's. They're just so dinky. Look. How do you part with it? The little Christmas pudding top. Oh. I can't do it. How am I supposed to part with these things? They're so cute. Little shoe. So next to that giant pile of baby clothes, which I have now whittled down just to a tiny pile, is this. My Christmas list from 1998. I asked for a Cabbage Patch Kid, Winnie the Pooh pushchair, and a Control Pad 32, whatever that is. And then I said, that would be nice to get all of that. Love from Jessica. I love it. 1998. Thanks, Mum, for keeping this. But I can tell you now that 9-year-olds these days don't ask for that, do they? But here she is, Jessica of the 90s. What a legend. Look at that. I remember this so clearly. We were on a cruise and my mum made my hair out of like, is it crepe paper? So good. And then my sister, my younger sister, because she was younger, she had to be Aladdin and I obviously had to be Jasmine. Clearly I just really loved Aladdin though. I see so much of Freya. It looks just like Freya. And then there's another book here that my mum made me for my 18th birthday. She's iconic. Look how iconic she is. I remember this so clearly. My auntie dressed up as Winnie the Pooh for my 2nd birthday. It's like one of my first memories, and she absolutely scared the living daylights out of me. Here she is growing up. That is a questionable look.
I just love it. So fun. So fun. I'm very conscious there's probably like some naked photos in here somewhere, so I'm going to try and miss them. It's all my family though. Time at school. There you go. Destined for greatness I was. Chocolate and bubbles. And there I am enjoying it later in life. And again. It's so funny. I love it. Love it. To be continued indeed. Also school photos. So good. I've got another bag of baby clothes to go through. Well, these are like slightly older clothes. And then I'll be done under here. Hooray! That is under the bed cleared. It took me way longer than I thought. I've got a couple of piles here of bed linen and some cushions. And then this one at the back, that is purely like clothes that are aged between 5 and 8, because I don't see the point in getting rid of them, because Freya will grow up and then she'll wear them, so it just seems like a waste of money to like sell them, etc, etc. So I've kept them, and there's also like a few of my memory things that we looked at together in that bag. So we've gone from 3 big bags across here and then a clear side down here. I've kept one of those, as I'm going to put all those cushions in there because I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Excuse the tripods, but I'm kind of like filming for you guys and for Instagram as well. The next job now is to put the bed linen inside these new boxes that I've got, and go from there. But hopefully we've definitely made space, so I'm going to do that. I'll show you what they look like. Hold on. Okay, so these are the laundry, what are we calling them? Like folders, I guess. I went for like I called it white, and I realised I've only got 3, so hopefully that's enough. But if not, I'll get some more if they're really good. So I think the idea is that you just kind of like fold your laundry inside, and then, yeah, hang on, let me work this out. So you fold your laundry inside, and then you zip it, and then it all goes together and creates like a nice box to keep it all nice and neat. And then I'll just put them, like lay them down in there. So that's cool. So I need to do that. And then these are the stackable shoe solutions that I got. So they're going to be like boxes basically that will go together, and then they'll have all my shoes inside. That's the plan. Hey, this works. I really do, because this would be such a good solution for storage saving. Storage saving, is that correct? For storage, let's just say it's good for storage. Yeah, particularly the shoes and the handbags would be really, really good to do. So I'm going to have a little play around and do that now. I'm going to try and build some of these as well. Exciting. I think these are pretty genius. I've already put some shoes in. I've got like 2 pairs of sandals in both of these ones, then a pair of like wedges, boots, tall boots. Like you could even label them if you're going to have them laid down like this, but they do also stack like that, but my bed would crush it. But in terms of just like keeping them organised under the bed, I think it's great. They were, once I got the hang of putting them together, it was really easy. It was just kind of, I didn't read the instructions well enough. But as I've been doing this, I've been noticing that my shoes are like really dusty. So I'm hoping that like if they've got their own little space, they now won't get as dusty. Well, they won't get dusty, will they? And it'll also kind of help them to hold their shape as well. Like some of these could go too, but these are sort of like summer heels, so you could probably, I don't think they'll fit that way, no. But you probably could fit 2, maybe. I don't know. If I put them like that. Let's try. Put one like that. No, they won't work like that. But, so just like a pair of heels on each one is fine. And then you just put them I like that you can see them all as well. You can see your shoes still, and you just put them underneath. This is, yeah. Do you know what? There's probably better solutions, but in my new house, I don't have like an understairs storage because the house has underfloor heating. So there's like a giant water tank underneath the stairs, and I think the only thing I could probably fit underneath the stairs will be like my Christmas decorations. So I don't have a lot of space to like put shoes. So in terms of like utilizing space, I always think having like an ottoman is a really great way to utilize space, because you are then using the footprint of the bed to then store your things and it can't be seen. So yeah, I think, you know, you could just throw your shoes under the bed, but they're going to get really untidy. Whereas these are a fantastic solution to kind of stop that, and it just keeps them in their own place. And you know, when you want a pair, you just pull them out. It's genius. I'm really happy with this. We'll try these big boots. I don't know if they'll actually fit. They are huge. They've got quite a lot of heel to them. Oh, they're a little bit stuck. But let's try, see if we can get the other one in. Okay, maybe it's like forward my plan. Oh, yep. No, they're in. Yay! I didn't think they were going to fit, but they fit. So they can go under there. I've got enough for 2 more, and luckily I have 2 more. However, I do have 3 pairs of shoes. That's the slight problem. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. Put these ones in. There. That. I think the only thing would be if you could stand your heels up. But you can't do that. I also do have very, very big feet. I'm like a size 7. But for the space that I have, this works beautifully. It really does. Put those ones in there. Like that. Did it the wrong way around. Look at that! I love, 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 love. I have one more pair of boots. These are kind of like my scruffy ones. You know when you just have a pair of like trusty boots that you just can't part with? I don't know where I'm going to put them. They might have to just sit there for now. We'll work out a solution for that later on. Maybe I'll have space in the new house for them. But in terms of, yeah, happy. Let me show you a bit more close angle. But look how great that is. Like, I can clearly see all my shoes. I think it's brilliant. And they fit perfectly under here. So happy with that. Right, next job is the bed linen. This is going well though. It just looks neater, right? And at least that's that cleared. I might just keep this though, because this is a bit more sturdy than the one I've got downstairs, currently under the stairs with like the kids' shoes on and stuff, because we might need this temporarily. As I need to like, yeah, find somewhere for the shoes to go, but this will be perfect for the time being. So I'll just dismantle this and take that with us. But yeah, I'm happy. Okay, bed linen. Okay, so I've actually put 2 sets of bed linen in here. This is like a Christmas bed linen one. So it's got mine and Olivia's. And then I think it is gonna, yeah, it'll fit. I had another set which didn't fit. They were like slightly bigger, but I think I've managed to fit 2 in one, which is fantastic. Obviously it saves a bit of money on having to buy more. But isn't that great? Like, everything's just all in there, and then I can just pop it under the bed. Honestly, this feels great. So I've got another 2 here that are Freya's. I've also got an extra bed sheet. So I'm going to pop that under there as well. And then that'll be, we've got the handbags to go after that, and then we're done, which is the dream. Because I've been doing this for far too long now. The sheet's a little bit flimsy. I actually might get some more of these. Because I do think at the new house I probably will have space. I'm going to build a cupboard at the top of the stairs and make that into like a linen cupboard. I've got 2 cupboards actually at the top of the stairs. So yeah, I'll definitely make one into a linen cupboard, and then another one will be like a storage cupboard. Like add some shelves and stuff, because it'd be really handy to have somewhere where I can like easily access towels and bed linen and things like that. And having something like this will really, really help just with storing bed linen, because I always think bed linen looks so unsightly. So unsightly. So yeah, this would be fab. Like that. Zip them up. This one's a bit iffy. There we go. Perfect. Right. That one. And that one. Oh. And there we go. That's another one complete. I love it. I love these. Do you know something? I am really chuffed with this. Like, I know it still looks just as full as it did before, but it's so much more organised. And also I've put in all my shoes and my handbags, which were not in here before. So it looks so much better. And I think this is something that I would be able to maintain as well, because I think sometimes with organisation, it's about being realistic, right? I'll just talk to you instead. Yeah, I think sometimes with organisation, it's about being realistic. And so many times, like, I know I'm really guilty of it. I'll say, oh, I'm going to be better organised. I'm going to organise my cupboards. I'm going to organise this. I'm going to organise that. And the reality is, life is so busy that you just can't keep on top of it on that kind of like level of organisation. Whereas I think that this is just so much more manageable. Kind of, they're not things that I use every single day either. It's kind of things I would reach for if I had like an event or a wedding, or, you know, if I was going on holiday or something like that. And then bed linen I'll reach for like once a week to swap over. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with it, and I think it's a great solution. Obviously the reality is that I now need to take this all out of here and put it into packing boxes, but to kind of ease my mind, because I am terrible. I don't know if it's because I'm a Libra, but I honestly, my mind is like on overdrive at the moment, like trying to think and plan and kind of work out what's going to go where and what colours we're doing and stuff. And I know that deep down I just need to wait till I get in. But yeah, this is just going to ease my mind a lot in knowing that, yes, my bedroom is going to be smaller, but I can make really good use of like under bed storage for all of my things, because I just don't want to live in clutter anymore either. So like what I have been doing is obviously getting rid of things too. So yeah, I feel a lot better for that. But I'm going to end this vlog here, or this video here. I don't know what else to say, but thank you so much for watching. I am really, really excited for the next few weeks, and I just can't wait to show you guys the house. I know you're going to love it as much as I do. So yeah, it's really, really exciting. And I will see you all again next week for our very last video in this house. Eek! And then it'll be moving day vlog. Oh my gosh, so exciting. So yeah, have a really, really lovely week, and I'll see you all again next time.